Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me once again. Saj Sadek bringing you the latest in the crazy world of Pakistan cricket. Crazy, unpredictable, and chaotic, I think, are the right phrases at the moment. So, the past few days, we've had Mohammad Yusuf resign as a selector for the Pakistan Cricket Board. Yusuf Bhai, of course, has held a number of positions within the Pakistan Cricket Board recently. I know a few years ago he was sort of looking in from the outside, trying to get roles within the PCB. But yeah, he's been one of the blue-eyed boys recently for the Pakistan Cricket Board. But he's announced that he will no longer be a selector, although he's going to carry on working at the High Performance Centre in Lahore. And for that, I think that's a good thing because Yusuf brings a lot of expertise, a lot of experience for working with their youngsters. But what interests me is that he chose to make the announcement on his X platform, on his X account, rather than allowing Pakistan Cricket Board to make the announcement. Seems to be the common thing these days. We've seen that with Babar Azam as well. I don't know. I always find it a little bit suspicious that players or former players or coaches prefer to make these announcements on their own accounts rather than letting the cricket board make those announcements. I've just seen Cricket South Africa send out an announcement regarding Tabraiz Shamshi today and the fact that he no longer wants to be a centrally contracted player for CSA. The board made that announcement, not the player. So that's where the difference is really with Pakistan Cricket and other cricket boards. Most cricket boards make these announcements themselves, and then the players can make those announcements and add whatever information they feel is important. In Pakistan cricket, it's the other way around, isn't it? Interesting times. So let's talk about Babar Azam, right? The one and only Babar Azam. King Babar, they call him. And for me, absolutely no doubt that he's a world-class batter. He's one of the best in the world. He's proved that again and again around the world that he has the appetite, the skills, and the hunger to score runs against the toughest opponents and some of the weaker opponents as well. So let's think now. He was sacked as captain in all formats November 2023, so almost a year ago. Board changed. They bring him back. He's reappointed as white ball captain in May 2024. So 5 months ago, he was reappointed. The board were very happy, and they wanted to reappoint him because they felt he was the best choice as the Pakistan white ball captain. Not quite sure what had changed between November 2023 and May 2024 regarding Babar's captaincy that the PCB felt that suddenly he was the best choice in white ball cricket once again. Pakistan had not done anything magical. They'd not performed any miracles in those 5 or 6 months that Babar wasn't captain. But, still, it was a surprising choice to recall him back. What made it even more surprising was the fact that he accepted the role once again, having been, well, some would say booted out as the captain of the Pakistan national team. I think a lot of players we've seen, once they've been removed as captain, they no longer want the role. They are quite happy being a player. But Babar, for some unknown reason, made that choice to take up the white ball captaincy once again in May 2024. I don't know whether it was his decision or whether it was his advisors, but for me, he made a mistake. He should not have come back as white ball captain. Having been removed as captain in November 2023, he should have stuck to his guns and said, look, thank you very much. You've sacked me once. I don't want the role again. Now, he's resigned as white ball captain. Now, I don't know whether this was a revenge mission by Babar Azam or something's happened. But reading between the lines, you can see that he was not happy. I mean, there's been criticism from Gary Kirsten regarding the T20 World Cup. Disappointment, debacle, shambles is how you could describe it. Losing to USA, not getting through to the second stage, almost losing to Ireland and losing that game against India, which they should really have won. It was awful. Babar was the captain. he had to be one of the guys held responsible for that awful tournament. In Gary Kirsten's report, I'm led to believe that he was critical of Babar's captaincy and leadership skills. Whether Gary Kirsten wanted Babar out as captain, removed as skipper, I'm not sure about that. But it just adds to the instability, doesn't it? You've got a new coach. You've sacked the white ball captain once already. He's come back and now he's resigned. But as I was saying before, was this a case of Babar saying, well, look, PCB, I've got the upper hand here. You asked me back, and I'm saying, you sacked me once, you won't sack me again. I'm going of my own choice. As I say, the T20 World Cup was terrible. Babar's captaincy was shambolic at times. He seemed very clueless. He seemed like somebody who wasn't enjoying his cricket. And when a captain isn't enjoying his cricket, then that has a knock-on effect to the players, especially the younger players. During that T20 World Cup, I didn't see a lot of support for Babar. Now, we all know that there were issues in the dressing room, there were differences of opinion, and, obviously, Sheen Shah Afridi was there, the former white ball captain, and you've got the likes of Shadab Khan and Mohammad Rizwan, who are hoping to be the white ball captain. So, there's quite a few twists and turns in that dressing room, quite a few characters in there that probably wanted that captaincy role. Now, I'm not saying that they plotted against Babar Azam, but to me, it's a situation where, as I said before, Babar should not have been reappointed as the white ball skipper. And when you are not enjoying your cricket, that has a knock-on effect to your performances, to the team, the way you lead the team. To me, he seemed like somebody who was doing captaincy for the sake of it at that T20 World Cup. Didn't look like somebody who was really up for captaincy. And as I said, it affected his performances. He had a poor tournament as captain and as batter as well. Did he want to get one over the PCB? Did he want to make them look foolish? Did he want to show that he has the last say? As a player and as captain, as I said before, you're not going to sack me this time. I'm in control. I'm going to leave as captain. Maybe that's what he wanted. Only Babar Azam can answer those questions. Obviously put out a statement on X, very much like Mohammad Yusuf, and didn't want the Pakistan Cricket Board to announce the decision that he'd made. Again, very interesting, raises some eyebrows, brings a lot of questions to your mind, doesn't it? The fact that here's the skipper of Pakistan, the white ball captain, he's leaving captaincy, but he didn't want the Pakistan Cricket Board to announce it. He wanted to announce it himself. And I think he caught the Pakistan Cricket Board a little bit off guard. Took them until the next day to respond and say we've accepted his decision to resign as white ball captain. Normally, the response is pretty quick because it's been planned that, okay, if you want to put out a statement, we'll put out a statement as well. But in this situation, it took a bit of time before the PCB actually responded. So, as I say, it begs quite a few questions regarding Babar's decision as to why he resigned as skipper and what made him do it. I think some of the things that probably made him realise that he should no longer be the white ball skipper are his own form. He's been struggling. I mean, this isn't the Babar Azam that we're used to. As I said at the start, Babar Azam is a fantastic batter. He's right up there in the top players at the moment. But we're seeing a Babar Azam at the moment batting with very little confidence. Those shots that he's famous for, that they're rarely seen. So here is a cricketer who's struggling for confidence. He's struggling for form. And he probably realised that with the captaincy, that's going to add to the pressure. It's going to make him struggle even more, and it's affecting his form. I think he's made the right decision, without doubt. I think this decision is for the betterment of Pakistan cricket, is for the betterment of Babar Azam, And I'm not going to stick my neck out here and say that suddenly he's going to start scoring hundreds. He's going to start scoring lots of runs. He's going to win matches single-handedly for Pakistan, which he has in the past, straight away after resigning from captaincy. But what I will say is that with the pressure off in all three formats of captaincy, I expect to see the Babar Azam of old. I think he will regain his form, he'll regain his confidence, and I think he'll be better for making this decision. I think Babar Azam has made the right call. I think he made a mistake in becoming the captain once again, in accepting the captaincy once again, and I think it's for the betterment of his own career and for Pakistan cricket that he's made this decision. Who gets the captaincy now? Well, as I said before, Shaheen Shah Afridi is obviously going to be up there. Mohammad Rizwan is an option. Fakhar Zaman has been mentioned by a few people, and Shadab Khan has been mentioned as well. Do we want three captains? Do we want two captains in the white ball formats? Look, captaining Pakistan is one of the toughest jobs in sport, not just cricket, but sport overall. So whoever takes on that job, whoever takes on that role, is going to be facing the music, because the Pakistan cricket team in all formats at the moment these days is pretty average, isn't it? In fact, it's probably below average. We need to work our way up. We need to work our way up those rankings once again. I think in all formats we've had some terrible results recently, and embarrassing results, which I don't need to mention. All you guys are knowledgeable about cricket. You know what I'm talking about. Who I would have as captain? Look, I think Shan Masood has got to be given the England series, and then we take it from there to see how that goes. England last time around 3-0. I'm fearing that it could be the same this time. We shall see. White ball captain, if it were up to me, I would appoint Mohammad Rizwan as the ODI and T20I captain. I don't think it's very clever to have two captains in the white ball format, meaning that there's three captains in all three formats. I know some people are suggesting that that is what the preferred option is for the PCB, but no, if it were up to me, I would go with Mohammad Rizwan for the ODI and the T20I captaincy, and take it from there, because as far as I'm concerned, in white ball cricket, Mohammad Rizwan is your best bet. And I think he's somebody who can unite the dressing room, because that's what's lacking at the moment. The body language of the Pakistan players, the performances, they're just not up there. And I think Mohammad Rizwan is somebody who can turn things around for Pakistan cricket. Thanks very much for watching, folks. You take care. Speak to you soon.